Yeah, that's about right.
Ah!
I don't know. Some people come back and maybe watch later. I know I do sometimes. Well, not yours, but other people's
Oh, well,
channels.
thanks. And you heard
Dude,
it
I
live.
catch yours
You
from the
heard it.
beginning. If I miss yours from the beginning, I will go rewatch it.
You heard it live. Poison Stinger doesn't watch our videos. Okay.
No,
All right.
I experienced them as we're doing
From the inside out.
them.
So what's going on in Stingy World today?
I've been doing a lot of fermentation, utilizing
Awesome.
my pickle nipples.
Pickle nipples. How are they working out?
They look like they're doing all right. It's a little weird. I wasn't ready for them to be bulgy.
Oh, you did
I
not send
thought,
me a picture of it. Fucker.
they're flat with a nipple. I thought, well, that's it. Nope. Apparently, when they build up in pressure, they bulge
The
quite
nipples
big. So
swell?
then they really do look like a breast.
So the nipples swell. So it's like a balloon.
A little bit. I mean, they are probably. I think they're silica or something similar to that.
I need to purchase some and get to figuring that out.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about them yet. I mean, so far so good, but how am I gonna? How do you know if any air got in? I guess it'll depend on how the kraut looks when I first open it. Because if it's all cloudy on the top, then air probably got in. And definitely there's different smells. Like you can smell if it's not right. You know what I mean?
Oxidization versus just the leaking out.
That's the thing. When you're doing fermentation, you can make botulism pretty easily.
in pickle brine?
Yeah. Well, canning and all sorts of ways, right?
Yeah.
The big thing is the smell test. You gotta trust your nose. And there's things that can grow in a salt brine. That's the lactobacteria is one that will do it, and there's other ones too if you don't clean your shit. So you just gotta know what the good stuff smells like, and make sure you keep everything clean.
So if it smells like cologne, leave it alone.
Cologne. What kind of cologne are you using?
No, it's a reference for the female.
Oh.
You never heard that reference?
No. Did guys used to spray their dongs with cologne?
No. Females, if they smell like cologne, leave it alone. Yeah. Anyways. Morning bikes. 11.
Bullets. What's up,
11.
Bro?
So it's about 11 o'clock there, and Stingy's time too.
Yeah. Dude, where you were shooting, he put out a lot of videos, like really short little ones here and there. Really trashing on the Glock, bro. But man, that looked like where I shoot out in the desert. But I don't think he's in Arizona.
No, he's in Vegas.
Yeah, okay. That would make sense.
He's the baddest bike builder in Las Vegas. If you need a sport bike or any bike worked on, Bikes and Bullets is the man. Free advertisement there.
He's even got a happy stick for a Glock 21, bro. I don't even have that. I need to get that in my life. Although I have seen happy sticks for 1911s too. I don't know how great they are though.
So, what's going on out there in Bikes and Bullets land today? Oh, sorry, we got a late start today.
Yeah.
I burnt the midnight oil until the sun came up this morning, so I'm dragging today.
Midnight oil at that point. There you go. See, I'm not holding it, so you can see. There's my new 1911 bikes.
Beautiful, beautiful.
It's my only one. I've never shot any other 1911 other than this Dan Wesson, so I'm kind of spoiled. The only thing I don't like is that it's got some like imperfections, like scratches, little scratches. Not a big deal, right? But kind of annoying to me, like right in here. There's quite a few. Kind of hard to pick up on camera.
He
I don't
said
know.
he's
Is
not
that a
sure.
normal thing? 'Cause
Go ahead, sorry.
no, it's just I don't know, man. I don't mind when my Glock got scratched, but seeing the scratches on that thing, just oh yeah, it's all stainless, which is what I wanted, right? When I was looking at getting into a 1911, this is the one that I've been wanting for probably 6 years. I had looked into, back in the day, I had decided exactly what I wanted. I wanted it all stainless steel. I wanted it bobtailed. I want everything skeletonized because I like skeletonized shit, And the only one that met that, there was two. There was the Ed Brown Commando carry, or yeah, Ed Brown and the Dan Wesson. I was like, I ain't buying no Ed Brown. That's a little bit out of my price range, but this one at the time was like $1,600. Okay, well that's up there, but maybe I can do it someday. And I finally did. It took me a long time, but now with the little scratches on it, ooh, I'm gonna have to have it refinished or something.
It's gonna have to get you some diamond polish and polish it out every time you take it out of the holster, in and out of the holster.
Like
Get you a leather holster so it doesn't get all scratched them up.
Mike says he wasn't trashing on the Glock. He just needs more time with it. Yeah, depends on the trigger you got in there too. Like Glock perfection. No, not really. And I'm a Glock fanboy, but they definitely need to have work done to them right out of the box. I got a really nice trigger in my Glock 30. I polished the hell out of it. I've got the ghost connector in it, the whole bit. So I mean, it is slick as glass. It doesn't feel like a staple gun, which is nice.
Staple gun.
Yeah,
I've never heard it
usually feel.
I've never heard it compared to that.
No.
No.
That Glock click when you dry fire sounds like a staple gun, bro. But this one, no, the one I have, man, very clean, very smooth. There's no, jitteriness or nothing in that trigger. It's absolutely beautiful. But even then, I'm more accurate with this Dan Wesson than I am with that. So, what's on the agenda for us?
It's a free for all today, I guess. Just post up everything. What would you like to talk about today, Bikes?
It says we are right. It does remind me of a staple gun. Yeah, it does. It's exact.
I can't say that I can compare it to a staple gun, but I have, randomly enough that you said that, I have 10. I found 10 staple guns because every time I need one, I have to go buy the damn thing. And as we were cleaning the garage up, or the barn, whatever, my son had carried them off in various positions, and I was finding them on top of rafters, on top of boxes, on top of everything. I'm here to watch you. Well, we're talking about a little bit of everything today. Cerveza bug.
And how fake it is. Dude, I'm not even worried anymore, bro. I'm going to Home Depot and all these other places. No fucking PPE. Fuck them all. I'm laughing at them all in line with their fucking stupid ass mask on. Bitches, you think this shit is real? All the people that have gotten better from it, I'm sure it is real. But the death rate is so minute, and most people have no problem, or most people have already had it. they say it kills the elderly, and then you see a news article about elderly people, brushing it off like it ain't nothing. Then you have people talking about how they're counting everything as a COVID death, no matter if it was related or not. So you go skydiving and you die from that, but you had COVID. Well, that's COVID death. They fucking admitting that shit on national TV, right? And then you have another guy saying that it's fake. It's only a 0.1% in a leak. He still got his damn job. I don't know how that's happening. But they just blow over like that never fucking happened. We didn't say that. That's totally deep fake news. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've listened to a lot of podcasts and stuff because I was mowing for what seemed like forever, 4 or 5 hours, and there I'm going to find the link and I'll post it up so everybody can have the source link. But the guy was saying that, generally speaking, that anyone under the age of 65 is probably going to be all right unless you have underlying conditions. So that we should get back immediately to work and not, because, well, one, the pensioners, this guy was from Europe, but he said, I wish I could post the article up. I got to find it, but it's really ridiculous, some of the stuff that's coming out and how everybody's, I mean, of course, we all know everybody's censored, so we don't know exactly what the truth is. Have either of you looked on how the test for...
No, it's like an 80% failure rate, isn't it?
I also heard, and now this is my conspiracy theory side, that the tests that were coming from Ching Chang Walla Walla Bing Bang, that they were already inoculated. The test kits were already inoculated so that they would test positive. So, as well as the masks and all the stuff from Ching Chang Walla Walla Bing Bang, they were coming back as they were trying to send them out, but they were ineffective because they were mass producing them. They were like the whole qualities out the door for quantity. So the masks that they were sending were not even working. And we bought a whole shit ton from Ching Chang Walla Walla Bing Bang. So, you can't say it, because you say that word and, too many times and they'll take us off.
Oh, man, I don't know.
And then
I've been watching a lot of channels like ours that, are bigger. Been around for a while. Johnny B, fucking Guns and Gadgets. And a few others. Boy, they're getting tired of all this shit going on too. Like, because I know, both Johnny B and Guns and Gadgets report on basically anti-gun legislation news, and with this whole pandemic thing, it's been even more. And then not only that, but there's other rights that they're going against as well on a daily basis. Like the floodgates are open, and they're trying to go around the entire damn Constitution and all at once, and from all different fronts and all different states. And it's funny, you start seeing these big people also being like, yeah, I don't think we're getting out of this one without, some kind of boogaloo going down.
that word's probably also flagged in the algorithm. So I can't post up too many articles because they'll take them down or they'll block them. But there's interesting articles, and if you copy the wording and paste it into the search bar of your computer, it will show you where you can get said information. There's a great website, and I will try to find it, but they're saying, that you don't need to shelter in place anymore, that people are going to be sicker and get more, it's harmful for you to sterilize your house because you need bacteria. Just like if you have a septic tank, which I know a lot of you guys don't do. But if you do have a septic system, you have to put beneficial bacteria in it. So you still need some. My research, even though I'm no scientist, shows that cerveza bug has not been proven as it's real, or proven as it's the rates at which they're saying the fatalities are.
I mean, to be honest, I don't even have proof that it's a thing by itself. I mean, what do we have other than what they say? I don't know anybody that's gotten sick from it. I'm not a doctor. I couldn't say if it's the difference between COVID and the flu, right? So maybe it's just the flu for all I friggin' know, right? And how are you going to prove to me that it's anything but the flu? Because you're going to have some doctor who's reading a fucking script who's already compromised telling me that I should believe in them because reasons. And I don't believe in nobody anymore, bro. Everybody's a goddamn liar.
Well, that's what I said. You know, from the beginning, Grandpa always told me none of what you hear and half of what you see, and that's why I try to provide the links to for everybody to check out what's going on.
And even that, you got to do your homework with.
Right, and that's why I put the links out there so everybody can make their own rational decision based on what they read. And I mean, because your decision may be different than mine, and that's fine, and that's why we talk about it. And we you know, it's good stuff.
Eastwood Farms, what's up?
Good morning, sir. How we doing?
Eastwood. West side. East side.
He's on the east side, yo. I live on the west side of my town. Gangsters don't dance, we boogie. I wish I could find this guy's page.
I just went to Walgreens, and I'll have you know that they had people on the floor scraping up their 6-foot distance lines.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
You know, I would like to talk about that. Does it not seem like that was already pre-planned? Like they had that in the works? Because that shit rolled out like a week or two after.
Because I think a lot of it is just so brainwashing, man. People are so fucking scared, and they see the news and they see some article that's like, "Oh yeah, you should have 6 feet." You know, oh okay, well that's what I'm going to implement in my store. Especially all the bigger brand name, stores out there, they all jumped on board of that almost immediately because they cow down to the government tow line real fucking quick. Because you won't want to be considered non-essential for not playing by the rules, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing I did, I want to touch.
Things off the floor.
I want to touch on real quick. Go and look at the CO2 levels because they're saying that, how they're saying that we put out all this CO2 and we're causing damage to the atmosphere and all that stuff. So pretty much everything has been shut down for a month, right?
Yeah.
So when the CO2 numbers come out and it proves that we're not causing global warming or heating, what are they going to blame it on now?
Well, they'll have something. Believe me, they won't let that one. They won't let that one go.
People in the know are saying that most of the CO2 comes from the ocean, and it's not us, the human race, that's causing this. However, they're trying to put it on us to cause, implement all kinds of horse shit involved with that. So that's going to be interesting to follow up on in the coming days, because if it shows a steady increase or a stable rate, then we know that most of the CO2 is actually coming from the ocean and not from people. And
they'll blame it on our farts or cow farts or.
That's methane.
Yeah, no, seriously, they will, dude. Not only that, they'll be like, well, the gas prices went down. People were driving around more. Yeah, they weren't flying around, but they were driving around more.
Yeah.
Believe me, they're not going to let that one go.
So the CO2 limits are a hoax, in my opinion. The extreme weather's not caused by global warming either. We should have someone on to, talk about that, but
I don't know if it's really that extreme or if we just report it more now.
well, that's how they get their carbon taxes and.
Yeah, it's all about being green, about getting the green. So
Yeah.
it's pad in somebody's wallet.
So there's my conspiracy theory of the day. Let's see. Was it Atlanta, Boston, and DCA airports the past couple days, and they're all dead? So I have seen the uptake in flights. I don't know if it's because everything's shut down at night and you can see the planes, but I've noticed that there's a lot more planes flying around at night now. So I don't know if it's UPS or FedEx or whatever, but I have seen a lot more planes. Of course, I'm not close enough to the airport to find out what they are, but I have seen a lot of lights in the air that are not unidentified. Coach Koch postulates and Rivers criteria has not been proven on this virus. Guns coast to coast. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Guns.
Bikes, you should have a wrench if you want to post links to anything. I can tell you my company is making a boatload of money on the cerveza bug testing, and our new assay should be out a few months. So do you assay? Do you say you're talking about for the testing or for the CO2, sir? Let's see. I want to find this damn article, and I've been super, super busy. UN chief says pandemic must be used to deindustrialize West, transition to green energy. Politico quietly admits that their Trump owes China millions article was fake news and made midnight corrections. Canadian man has quarantine fine increased to $1,255 for walking his dog. So when Trump came out with his thing saying that UVC light kills the virus, which is correct because we've shown that, because it kills 99% of all viruses. So now they're saying that they're saying that because people that work outdoors, that's why they're not so apt to getting it, because it's more of an enclosed, as all viruses are. If you're inside closed in, it's going to spread a lot easier. So hence the reason why they're saying farming should go on, which I never took it that we couldn't farm from the inception of this whole debacle. We got letters from Purdue from the governor to continue farming. The meat shortage is going to definitely be imminent, as well as food storage in general, Rotogirl. Because I know nobody's talking about it because the whole virus thing, but if you remember last year, most of the Midwest was underwater. So, yes, I would stock up. I'm always an advocate of stocking up. So, yeah, you're at a year-long high, says Guns Coast to Coast. I prefer to have some long-term food storage on hand. Me and Poison Stinger have talked about it for a little bit, about doing meatballs, canning meatballs, canning all kinds of meats.
Different ways to do it. Yeah.
Right. So we need to take time and invest in that. As far as everything green's going, as long as we don't have any super bad flooding, we should have a fairly good year for farming. However, the frost did kill a lot of stuff here the past couple weeks, so Hopefully it doesn't put a damper on the fruit. If we have a late frost, that'll also kill a lot of the fruit off. So Guns Coast to Coast says they're going to have a year-long high just for this couple months. Well, that's good for you. Hopefully you have a profit-sharing check where they give you a bonus. It says there's an article out on Zero Hedge that says Bronx ER doctor explains why reopening the economy now might actually save lives. U.S. unemployment may be as high as $40 million as a national poll. That's RT. Technocracy, Amazon, Google, and Apple have moved past monopoly status to competing directly with governments and winning. That's an RT article. Russia Today. Study finds that clear majority of Americans will reach breaking point if they stay home. The stay-home order continues into June.
Yep.
So
I think people just need to go say fuck you and go back to work. But that's hard to do because there's a lot of people who are willing to snitch on your ass as soon as the government says to do it. So.
Well, I've long advocated for people to start becoming more self-sufficient. That's what I started the channel talking about again. So, the more you can rely on yourself, the less you have to rely on going to food bank. I mean, now that's not saying that if they do have martial law, you want to go to the food banks and act like you're a poor pauper as well. So you don't bring attention to yourself. Hospitals have been installing UVC lighting for better part of a decade. I'm always surprised when I hear about contamination in hospitals. It has to be person to person. It's not, bikes, I'm just preaching to the choir with you, but you know how it is. Like if, I touch my face, I do my mask, and I just touch, because people are nasty. I've been in the emergency room a few times, and they've cleaned the rooms thoroughly, but then you still find blood splattered somewhere or, something. And inevitably somebody drops something in the floor or they touch their face or touch something that wasn't cleaned thoroughly. And I don't think it's going through the central heat and air. It can if you don't have the UVC lighting, or if it's not properly maintained. But we see a lot of C. diff in hospitals, spores. Nasty. That's a shit disease. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, right? It's where you have pockets in your intestines and it causes infections in hospitals. Guns, you got to come on, man. Well, maybe. I don't know. I gotta figure this out if I want to know.
Like I will. You can then hypochondriac about for a while.
Yeah. Like I will go out and play in the dirt and with the chickens and all that stuff. But Guns Coast to Coast, what is C. diff? I believe it's little pockets of that you get in your intestines, and then it causes infection, and then it comes out in fecal matter. But Guns can explain probably better than I can.
I'm glad I don't have, at least not that I'm aware of.
I believe that's what it is. I may be wrong. Maybe something else, but I know I'm pretty sure it's a shit disease, like that comes from fecal matter.
He says you are right. You are correct. That's not right though.
And if you do have it, I'm just going off memory here, which is bad. So I think it's you can't even eat any kind of seeds, even strawberries. You have to have. The problem is the spores live through anything and get down into the bed frames. They don't clean there. Yeah, I know, man. It's like that's what's worrisome is you're going, if you have to go to the hospital, don't touch anything. I seen little kids touching everything, like run their hands down stuff, in the store. Now, before all this happened, when
How
my
do you
kids
think
were
your
little,
immune system is built up, bro?
right? But when my kids were little, I'd tell them don't do that because that's nasty. There's so nasty people, man. Don't.
Yeah, I'm the opposite of that. I'm like, go ahead, touch everything, lick it if you want. Get
No.
all of that into your system now, so your immune system can help boost itself up, so that you don't get sick from that. It might be gross, but
But the
at the same,
shit problem, that's like people don't wash their hands and they have shit on their hands and in their fingernails.
yeah.
You don't
Why
want
do you
those
think
kind
we
of.
shake with your right hand and not your left, bro? This is stuff that's been going on throughout all of human history. It's not new. I mean, for a long time, you shook with the right hand because you wiped with your left, bro. Yeah. I mean, shit is real, man. You're going to touch shit.
Yeah, I touch cow shit and horse shit and chicken shit, but human shit I don't want to touch. So yeah,
No,
odds are.
but you don't want to see it. Like somebody goes to shake your hand, they got a brown spot on their hand. Yeah, you're probably gonna turn around and say no. But if you can't see it, what's the fucking harm, bro? Wash your hands yourself.
Yeah, I don't know.
To think that you're never gonna touch some other person's shit, that's not.
That's disgusting, though. That's
You're
one
gonna
thing.
do it.
That's
You're
one thing.
breathing it in. Every time somebody farts, that shit particle goes in your nostril, bro.
Yeah. Thanks.
It's an
Thanks.
actual
Thanks,
piece of
Stinger.
poop. You're
Thanks, Stinger.
welcome.
Thanks, Stinger. Nah.
You're freaking out over poop.
I'm not
But
freaking out. I'm not freaking out. I would prefer not to have someone else's fecal matter near my mouth.
I mean,
So,
we all would. We all would. But that's not how the world works.
Guns Coast to Coast says, and the spores last for years. As soon as they get wet, they grow again. Yeah, shit. Particles get wet and grow. Some people, though, are carriers. Never hurts them. Odds are if you go for multiple nights, say they're 50% chance of catching C. diff. Fuck. It was the number one seller for a decade. It's so pervasive. No, people or animals. Yeah. Yeah, like of course I'm not gonna go out and smear chicken shit in my lip or anything, but
No.
but
That's
like
a whole different kind of dip.
yeah, I do try to take precautions. I know my kids are gonna get sick and all that stuff, and that's fine and dandy. I want them to build up immunity, but there's just so many sick, fucking nasty people.
Always
This
will
is
be too.
disgusting. Wash your fucking hands. Wash your hands. Cerveza bug will probably make us cash for 2 years or so. It's insane. We can't make the things fast enough. Can I get
your business is doing well?
Can I get the blueprints on how to make those, and we'll start turning them out here. I'll 3D print them day and night. All I need is the formula to put whatever kind of chemical in them. They're also talking about forcing summer school because some kids just don't have support at home or had a hard time getting their devices. Well, the schools are still allowing you to come in if you have problems, at least here. You can go in twice a week, and there's staff on hand to help you.
Well, there's now a movement saying how we got to curb the homeschooling, right? Because you got no, seriously, dude. This is coming down right now. There's been news articles just yesterday about this, about how they're worried that too many people are going to homeschool their kids, and they do not want the parents in control of their own children that much, because they're not able to push their narrative if they're not, if they're at home and not in school. And a lot of people are saying, "Hey, this ain't so bad. I can do this all online. It's not as hard as I thought it might have been, or whatever." So they're panicking right now. And you watch, they're going to try to make homeschooling illegal.
Never happened. Guns Coast to Coast says so far, one division in 2 months has sold 950% of their annual target, 9 years worth. Holy shit! And that's probably just the test kits, right? Guns. Money, money, money. Spikes and bullets. Yeah, that's how I'm funding the Gatling gun.
Oh, shit, you should get a Gatling gun of an F1 firearm, bro. Or make
Or
one of those.
with that kind of profit sharing check, you should be able to buy a minigun instead of guns coast to coast. It'd be miniguns coast to coast. For sure. No, the 9 years worth is reagents. Oh, so the reactant stuff that they put on the tests. So if I 3D print these tests, you can send me the reagents. That was my Dr. Evil. So less regulated, and it's the other. It's to all the other testing facilities. We've moved about 200,000 test kits. Damn! In the month.
In 3 months, we'll have our own.
Your own test kits. Cool. I thought Gatling guns were for train robberies.
I love Gatling guns. I don't think you. I know you have to. You probably have to have some sort of permit for that shit, but it's not technically a machine gun, right?
Well, a Gatling gun, as long as it's old school kind. I don't know what kind he's building, but buying.
Now with the bump stock ban, they also threw in trigger cranks. Isn't that considered a trigger crank?
Nah,
No.
I don't know. Their stupid ass laws don't register. It's a piston driven one. Oh shit! Oh, pistol.
Pistol.
It's a pistol. Until I hook up the DeWalt. My man.
That 9mm one that I think it was who was it? Demolition Ranch was playing around. I was going for a little while. He had a little 9mm Gatling gun that takes Glock mags. It was kind of cute.
Okay, so this one is near and dear to me, so I'm going to share it. I can't share too many of these articles because it's from the War of Info. But yeah, they're asking farmers to destroy their animals. Now they make them in Indiana, says Guns. We're at in Indiana. There's quite a few manufacturers. They used to do the Siegas here as well, but I think that place has moved on. Godforsaken place that is. Tippmann makes them? No shit. Like the paintball gun company? Ben Tippmann is the customized version, but then Tippmann is the manufacturer of the paintball guns. So I don't know. That's interesting. Or is it Tippmann, Indiana?
He says, yes, the airsoft place I can't spell.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. Sometimes I can't speak, so it's all right. We're good. That's why we all work well together.
Yeah, so it's the 9mm one that takes Glock mags. All right. Yeah, it's been on quite a few gun channels. They're cute as fuck. I don't know how great they are. I mean, they're just fun. You know, about as much fun as a bump stock was back in the day.
Before you lost it in the river.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how much they are. I think they were like, what, $2-3 grand? At least. A little bit more expensive for the fun factor. I mean, really, what are you buying for? Other than to say you have a little Gatling gun. Like, that's really the only reason. It's not a home defense weapon, really. I mean, maybe, I guess. In a stretch.
It's just because he wants it. That's all that matters.
Yeah, no, I get
I'm down with that. I'm down with that.
It. I got a couple guns like that are just because I want it. I just don't have any that are that expensive. Just because I want it. Close. Close.
It's hot as hell up there already.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's time to move out of this state, man. It's too friggin' hot. The cat is even melting. Look at it.
The cat is melting. That's hilarious. Oh, Jesus.
There's we're gonna be like 109 today.
Damn.
After 100, it's just different levels of friggin'.
All right, so I think I found it. Yeah. It's a pretty interesting website. Let me see the actual. I'm trying to find the actual article that I'm looking for, but the guy's very, very intelligent.
The largest recorded hole over the ozone layer over the Arctic is closed.
Yeah. How did you prove it was even there in the first place?
Exactly.
You remember that shit back in the 90s? There's a hole in the ozone layer. It's gonna be like a big magnifying glass, just burning scorched earth as it crosses the globe. Oh, that shit didn't happen. Oh, well, it's just staying up there where nobody can research it or look at it, because in order to do that, you gotta go to the frickin' Antarctic. Okay. It's not melting the snow either. Or is it? And that's why we got global warming. I don't even know. I don't buy into anything anymore, man. It's all lies.
Man, I want to find this article. This guy is super smart, and he talks about how he actually talks about how the so the Chinese, the Chi-Coms, or whatever you want to call them, the Ching Chang Walla Walla Bing Bangs, supposedly made said virus so that they could develop a vaccine for said virus, or all COVID or coronaviruses, and they didn't actually mean to release it, and that it didn't start at the wet market. It happened at one of the two level 4 labs that are in Wuhan. Saints and Sappers, good morning, sir. M134 GE minigun, yes, sir. That's what I would like to have. So I'm seeing deep freezers in my AO. They're all sold out. Yeah, it's coming. It's definitely coming. And it's not so much because of the virus. It's because of all the crops we lost last year due to the flooding out in the Midwest. So even though the USDA came out and said that those crops were still viable and they were in the field and they counted them toward their annual crop numbers, they lied about it and said that they were still a viable crop, even though they were rotting underwater. So the food crisis is not because of the pandemic. It's because none of the producers of meat have a way to feed their animals. There may be a transportation problem currently, but not from the farmer to the slaughterhouse, because the farmers employ their own vehicles, so they either have their own vehicles or shipping companies. The problem is the long-term feed situation, because most animals are grain-fed, and the ones that are grass-fed, you're not seeing them killing them off because they can still eat. So the grain-fed animals that rely on grain-fed, that live in cattle lots instead of free range, are the ones they're going to be slaughtering because they have no food to feed them, because of the crop loss that happened last year due to the flooding. Now they'll spin it and play it however they want to, but that's the real truth. If you do your research at the USDA.gov, and then go look into articles about the flooding in the Midwest, all the loss was from. So they can't feed the animals, so they have to do something with them because they can't slaughter them fast enough, and they can't keep feeding them either. So the problem with meat is abundant now because they're killing them off as fast as they can, so they don't have to keep feeding them. But this did put a damper on the meat situation. Now, I've said this many months ago in other videos, but if you're going to buy meat, do it now, because it's not because of the pandemic, it's because of the crop loss. And without feed to finish the cattle off or to feed them consistently, then we're not going to have meat. So meat is going to skyrocket and be short until we recover, because we don't have a lot of grain stores.
Right.
So that's why, if you watch my older videos, I put in a chicken garden, and I done so in the chicken run, so that they can have different greens and healthy, beneficial plants inside the chicken run. So I didn't do an in-depth, detailed video, but I did show how I done it quickly, and so that way my chickens have everything they need if they don't have grain. But if you mow the grass, pull weeds or anything like that, they'll eat that just as well. So if grain does become short as far as feed grain, they'll be taken care of. So
Right.
it's all about self-sufficiency in some way, shape, or form. I mean, Poison Stinger over here is making vertical towers that I would have never thought of. One, it's easy. Well, I did kind of think of it, not into the aspect that they done, but I done it in the strawberry aspect, so that the kids and the wife could go out and pick strawberries without having to dig through the straw on the ground, which is the old method that most people use. So yeah, stock your freezers. I would suggest vacuum sealing it. I've had bacon that I've taken out of the freezer just recently that was over 5 years old, and it looked like it was brand new. No frostbite, like it's where you just stick the package in there. So take out all the oxygen, and we ate 5-year-old bacon that had been in the deep freeze. I sold my deep freezer 7 months ago. I feel like a turd now. Well, now you have an excuse to buy a stand-up one, so that I hate the chest kind, so now you have an excuse to buy the stand-up one.
Yeah, let's talk about these a little bit, because there's different versions, right? I'm looking at them right now. I see the Arctic King 5 cubic feet chest freezer. Supposedly, that's a very highly reviewed one, right? From the little bit of research that I've looked into. But I don't know. I mean, 5 cubic feet, that don't seem like very much space at all.
Well, we've had chest freezers for as long as I can remember. We recently acquired a stand-up freezer, and so I've taken all the chest freezers. We had 2 of them, and I think they're 5 cubic feet. So they're relatively small, but once you put something in them, it usually gets lost. So if you stack it full, you got to bend all the way over and get it out of the bottom. But with the refrigerator type, stand-up type, you can keep, track of what stock you have and rotate it, and it makes it a whole lot easier. I found, like I said, I found a 5-year-old pack of bacon in the bottom of the chest type freezer. However, it was still good because we vacuum sealed it. But so Bikes need to go out and buy his wife a new beautiful stand-up freezer. Not the chest kind. Weather.com.
Stand-up freezer too.
Say again.
You can buy me a new beautiful stand-up freezer too. I'd take the gift.
Okay, Bikes. Riddle Girl would also like one, so you can go ahead and ship that to their PO box or whatever. Bikes is a rolling in the cash. Hell, Guns Coast to Coast could send you one. He's a millionaire, and just overnight, it seems like. I hear stock farmers have to kill off some of their stock due to not having room and can't afford to keep them. Yeah, the problem is not affording to keep them, because you can just let them pasture. It's the problem with the feed. They can't get feed. If you call right now, like if I called my supplier for feed and asked them, say, hey, can I get a ton of feed corn? They're going to laugh at me and say, yeah, we don't have anybody to give it to you because it wasted in the fields last year. Now, I'm sure they've tilled it under and have started replanting, but it's all due to the flooding that happened last year. Because what happens to, in the rest of the country affects everybody. Because most people don't grow their own grain anymore. Now, when I was a kid and we raised cattle, like a lot of cattle on the farm, we grew our own grain. We harvested it and put it up in corn cribs, or we had a grain bin or two. I think we had 2 grain bins and 1 corn crib. So that's how we would do it. But now we don't raise that many, so my dad just buys feed. But they graze. They're grass fed basically. Now he'll give them grain every once in a while, whether we got to give them shots or whatever. So, but for the most part, they're grass fed.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course in the winter you have hay and stuff like that. But for the most part, like I said, they're grass fed. So, but it was a fun experience as a kid. I wish we still done it, but my dad had to have one knee replaced and has to have the other knee replaced. So he still gets around. He still gets around pretty good, but it was just too much on him because I have our farm here, and then he has the farm out there, a larger farm. So we just don't do it anymore. He's talking about it though. We might get some cows. Because he's worried about it too.
All right. Yeah, I mean, it depends on how long it lasts. You know what I mean?
Well, it's going to take at least 2 to 3 years to get caught back up on the grain. It might help if we stop using it in gasoline, because feed corn is used to make gasoline. So that took away some of the corn. I don't, now that oil is all slow and stuff, we may not be using as much corn for gasoline again. So we have 2 refrigerators and freezers. That is why I sold the deep freeze. We don't use it. Well, you better get that stand-up freezer, man.
Well, it depends. I mean, if you gotta spend a whole bunch of money on the freezer, then you gotta spend a whole bunch of money on the meat, and who knows how long this is gonna last. I mean,
well, next summer you're gonna be paying $50 for a steak to put on your grill. So maybe not that exuberant amount of money, but it's definitely going to be a lot higher. So,
well, as long as they're still under pandemic rules, you can't do that because gouging.
well, and a lot of the Chinese, I think back in 2011 or 2012, the Chinese conglomerate acquired Smithfield, which is the largest pork producer in the United States. So they bought them, and because of all their pigs dying, they're taking most of the pork that's raised in the United States and taking it to China. So, not that I'm not a big fan of pork anyways, other than bacon, but
right.
There is a large majority of the meat being sent to China, and they're not going to process it and allow it to be distributed in the United States now, especially because we're kind of at we're going to be at war with them soon. So I can't find the exact article that I was trying to reference, but this guy here is climate change. There's a whole bunch of stuff he's into, but he's a really smart guy, and you can go there and check out that information. The actual one I'm talking about was he was a guest on thewarofinfo.com. Flip it around, you know what I'm talking about. And he was talking about how they the Chinese didn't make this as a weapon per se as much as they did to have a vaccine for all the MERS, SARS, and all that other stuff. But he also said that they added the HIV part to it, and that's what is causing a lot of problems to make it adaptable. I've got a call to take, muting. Okay, all right, good to go. Thanks, sir.
Yeah. Could definitely go over some whole, what are some good brands of deep freezers? Because I don't know. I'm looking up line right now on which ones are best reviewed in 2019. But I mean, like chainsaws, and I know I need a steel, but I don't want to buy a deep freezer and then it break after a while.
Well, I mean, they're all made to break. So otherwise they can't. Maytag is a great company. Amana is a pretty good one. Maytag, I think, still does like service, and it's a U.S. company, I believe, still. So, hey, Irish Tag, you're it. Yeah, I gotta watch your video. I'm sorry, there, HDP. I've been extremely busy.
I saw that he put up one this morning. Like I got into watching it, and then I got into doing other things, so I have to finish it.
He's referring to a VR that he done for the Delaware Patriot. Delaware's mad at me right now. I made the assumption the other day that he was an Army dog and not a jarhead. So I had him confused with Saints and Sappers. So
if you tagged Irish though to do a response video, bro, good luck waiting. Let me tell you about that real quick.
I will put it on my
fucking line. Take a number, bro.
If you see all of the Post-it notes in front of me, you would know that I've wrote them down, and that I will be doing them in the order which they were received. I'm currently super hella busy. I can't explain it all, but it's planting season. I had to mow for about 5 hours yesterday, and since Friday, my grandmother has decided she's going to move. So I have been cleaning out the barn, the shed, and their garage, because my grandfather passed away in a car wreck 6 months ago. So I've been really, 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 really busy. The tractor keeps breaking. Something always breaks. I've, did the maintenance on that. Yeah. My mother-in-law has been in the hospital. Found out she has yada, yada, yada. Yeah. So there's my bitches, moans, and complaints for the day. Now that I got them all out of the way. I think I put, it's the afternoon edition. I don't know. Yeah. It's morning to me because I just rose from the rack. So about 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago, maybe.
You had a late night.
Yeah, very. Like the sun was coming up whenever I got to lay my. Yeah, it's not as easy as it was whenever I was a child or younger.
No, it never is.
Our neighbor lady ran it from across the street. Was in the yard yesterday morning, scoping out the little garden. Yeah, that was probably innocent because old ladies like that.
Yeah.
But it's still, yeah. She'll be over there begging for tomatoes whenever they come up,
Probably.
Or not begging, but she'll be like, "Oh, that's a nice tomato there, Poison Sticker. Can Granny have one of those?" I always have to put in at least 10 tomato plants because everybody wants them. And I don't have the heart to charge people half the time, so.
Oh, I don't mind charging people money. That's a $2 tomato, man. You know how much effort went into that tomato?
Yeah. Well, I always do like black crim. I do brandy wine. Purple, like the purple Cherokee ones. I do a whole gambit of them. My son, two of my sons, my middle son, he loves them. He'll go to school out, wash them off with the water hose, and eat them right off the vine. They're like candy to him. So I plant at least 4 or 5 of the cherry tomato bushes for him, and yeah, he'll eat a tomato like it's an apple. whether it's a cherry tomato or not. But I try to plant enough cherry tomatoes that he's very well. He stays busy eating those instead of the slicing tomatoes.
All right.
Bikes and Bullets says, "Little girl, go stand on the sidewalk in front of your house with a camera. She might get the hint. Probably
I used
not.
to love
Probably.
eating tomatoes right off the vine, man, and a little bit of salt. Just
Yeah.
pinch. Oh, so good.
Have you noticed that there's a sauce shortage at restaurants? Yeah, there's no sauces being made, so that people are having bitch fests on the Book of Face, talking about how they have no sauces at the restaurants.
Wow.
I don't know if we're going to get any tomatoes. We haven't been very successful in the past. Yeah, I need to work on that and figure that out. Because I know HDP had a lot of tomato plants last year. And yeah, I need to figure that out. We got to figure that out for you guys. So I need to put my thinking cap on. I need to make a note of that as well. Where's my sticky notes?
I mean, our thumbs are not green, dude. I killed a money plant, and apparently a money tree is like really easy to grow and really hard to kill. So I knew right then I'm destined to be broke, I guess, because I can't even grow that.
The green beans are going crazy so far, and the cucumbers are looking healthy at least. They haven't died yet.
Yeah, all those green bean sprouts that we had, though, those are dead.
Oh, yeah, someone's been eating them. Yeah. Probably birds.
Yeah.
Green beans are going. I need to find the Three Sisters methods. Tactical Tony's in the house. What's up, Tony?
Or Trident Tony?
From Arizona.
Arkansas.
You're not supposed to give it away. I've been fucking dodging all around it, man. Come on.
He has it. AR right there. He says, "Hi, hey," from AR, dude.
Yeah, well, that's AR-15.
And he did it on the faces of books.
Tony, I thought we were still playing. Around. and because he's like, I sent him those seeds, right? And he's like, if 20 people are watching this video, he goes, I'll tell you what state I'm in, but you have to guess from there on out. And I was like, I said Tennessee. And he just said, laugh out loud. So you're weed eating? That's good. Yep. That's always a pain in the ass.
This is disgusting.
How would you know?
You told me so many times.
Yes, but that's my experience.
I was trying to keep it a secret, Tony. I didn't know you put it on the Book of Face. I don't do the Book of Face that often, so very rarely do I get on there. Sorry. I was trying to keep it a secret, man. Trying to keep it a secret. Secret squirrel. Yeah, no, we need to figure out the Arizona, Nevada region to make tomatoes great again.
Well, yeah. I think a lot of it might have been the pest that we had with the aphids. This year, we're hoping that we're going to be better prepared for that. Also, it gets really friggin' hot down here, so now that we have a sunshade up, I think that's going to help quite a bit too. So we have some hope, but we won't know for a while. The last tomato plant we had did produce tomatoes, but they were like grape size, and I don't think it was supposed to be
beefsteak.
It was supposed to be beefsteak, and they were more like grape tomatoes. So, yeah. Maybe they didn't have enough water, or they were just constantly. It was aphid city on that plant, though, so maybe they just couldn't take it.
Usually that's a nightshade plant, man. Usually aphids don't mess with them that much.
They were all over it.
So bad. Like, you could just touch it, and you could see, like, all of a sudden this big white powder coming off of the plant in all directions. You ever see the videos in the rainforest where some kind of noise spooks and you see this tree and then the birds just all fly? That's like what it was, bro. But it was aphids.
Hopefully the neem oil will help. Since you guys got that.
Yeah.
Then if not,
a lot of creepy crawlies in our in our dirt too. Lots of bugs and spiders and ants. And
Yeah, it's supposed to be a good thing, though.
Yeah. Yeah, don't kill those. The spiders and stuff will. I mean, unless they're poisonous to you, you can kill them then. But they kill a lot of stuff. You know, I don't know exactly what's in your area, but the damn
Black widows.
No, yeah, no, I know the spiders. I'm saying like the oh man, come on, like the Japanese beetle. Those little bastards are my bane of existence.
We get those grubs, but apparently those are beneficial. I don't know.
We get these black bugs with red on them that they put their butt up in the air and spray you with something.
Oh, those are stink bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have those too. Are they stink bugs or kissing bugs? Because there's a difference between the stink bug and a kissing bug.
I think it's a stink bug.
A kissing bug actually, I think is bad for you, but the stink bugs don't. They just stink. They're a nuisance, but hopefully, if you guys don't tear all the mallow out, the ladybugs will help do a lot of work too. So, and you guys planted beneficial plants this year, so hopefully the flowers will come up, and you'll have some beneficial insects. Do you get the mud daubers there? That look like the little mud trails.
Yeah.
They look like a mud trail, and they're like a wasp, but they're a beneficial wasp.
We used to get those in Texas, but not here. I haven't seen any mud daubers here.
So that if you get those,
that was a thing. So.
Yeah, if you get those, that's what you want because they kill other wasps. So some of them huge, almost look alien. Yeah, there's some bad ones out there, but you want to keep all the beneficial ones you can because they help fight the bad bugs that eat all the shit. So that's why I plant the the perennial gardens and stuff. Now the deer have already started coming in and checking out the wildflower gardens I planted, but they're not really browsing through that as they are as much as the clover. They love the clover, so that's why I planted the clover. Plus, it helps kill out the grass and the food forest, and it brings in the honeybees and stuff too, so they can pollinate the trees for me. I'm gonna do a video on that. I started doing some different work down there and incorporating some new things. My comfrey's coming up, which is a dynamic accumulator. It goes down, the root goes down up to 60 feet, pulls up nutrients that wouldn't be otherwise beneficial to the plants. And then you just weed eat it down. You can't really kill it. I don't think so. I've mowed it 100 times on accident with the bush hog, and it just comes back up that much stronger. So, but anyways, you're supposed to chop it down, and it brings up like all the good nutrients, minerals, and stuff out of the lower, the deeper earth, and then it puts it on the topsoil when you cut it down. So you it's a chop and drop mulch is essentially what it is. So, have some skeeter eaters and ant lions. I use the beneficial insect pucks. They're like a donut. They look like a donut. They're called mosquito dunks. And I put those in anything that would have water in it and allow them. The mallowweed that I left. Cool. Yeah. So you should hopefully you have a lot of ladybugs then.
Yeah, that's
girl.
You.
Also growing more mushrooms. Yeah, they filter water and do good stuff for the soil, so I leave them as well.
I've been picking them out of there. Maybe I shouldn't be.
I mean they harvest they have little bugs that live in them, so I would leave them unless they're just eyesore and you don't want them. Anyone know how that has the Wuhan?
Anyone know anyone that has it? No, because it's not fucking real, bro.
We do know.
We have somebody who says that they had been,
Yeah, Liberty Not Licensed says him and his family has it, and that his aunt passed away from it, from complications of it, and he's going to come on.
Or maybe she went skydiving for all we know.
Well, no, he said she did pass away from it the other day. So, I mean, that's the only person I know of in particular. Our current situation at our hospital, our hospital here in our little rural town has not seen any cases inside the hospital. There has been deaths from cerveza bug, but they all died at home or at other hospitals in larger areas. And most people don't go to our hospital if there's something serious wrong with them anyways, because it's a literal rural hospital. And so you go there for stitches and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I figured we'd all have it. It's probably just like a regular flu.
Yeah. I got sick for a little bit. It wasn't that bad. It was a couple days. And I'm fine. Probably what it was.
The National Guard.
Get the flu.
Yeah, I don't either. But I take the zinc, magnesium, and vitamin D and stuff like that on a regular basis because I work out. And I'm old, so I have to take it to help with the muscle mass stuff. Which the guy that I posted up on the What's Up with that website, he talks about that extensively. Vitamin D is like basically putting sunlight in your body, and most viruses don't live in sunlight very long. So that's what I always attribute it to because I've taken that stuff.
Well, we should be fine here in Arizona then, because as I said, it's like 110 degrees.
So yeah, I don't know of anyone personally at HDP. Like I said, there's been reports of deaths, people that have went to larger hospitals, like the metropolitan area and stuff. But yeah, I don't know anybody personally. My brother does work. My brother-in-law does work at the lab in Chicago and said it's real. It's a real virus, but then again, if you're stacked on top of each other in unsanitary conditions like they live in the city, in the high rises and shit like that, I feel like that's a breeding ground for disease anyways. So P.S. I don't have anyone personally. I have a coworker who was very, very ill back in November, and she led the antibody tests done and testing positive. She did test positive for the antibodies. Okay. So yes, it's like the zombie virus. We're already infected, right? The National Guard is setting up testing centers now, which I'm firmly against. And in Indiana, they're saying that you're going to have to be tested, which is not going to happen. They can eat a fat dick. Yeah. So they did test my mother-in-law. She tested negative. She just had some, what was it, COPD and pneumonia. But she's been a lifelong smoker. I also read an article the other day that said people that smoke are less likely to get said virus because they're always assaulting their lungs. Now it's not proven.
I was told by my doctor that people that smoke were more at risk because of smoking.
The virus doesn't like to live in a place like that, I guess, and it's not founded. I'm just telling you what I heard. So do your own research. But supposedly, because you're always assaulting your lungs by smoking, that the virus doesn't want to live there in the first place, unless, like I said, you have some underkind like COPD or emphysema or something like that. Did everyone forget that the government was beta testing about 7 years ago to collect DNA voluntarily from drivers at traffic stops?
Right.
There's a connection to these mandatory tests and to reopen. Yeah, I mean, they already have ours bikes because we were in the military, but yeah, I mean, there's no need for them to have our DNA. I also heard a long time ago that whenever you're born in the United States, they take your cord blood and put it on record at the CDC or some shit like that. So
that's why you should have a home birth. But I'm sure they're going to try to outlaw that because then you could not have a social security number. That would be horrible.
I don't know.
We plug you into corporate America and have you take on your share of the debt.
I don't know for sure that happens, but that's what I was told. So you can look up that, and maybe I'll find some research on that. We all have, with all the homeless have here and in California, it surprises me those folks aren't laying dead in the street. Well, if they live outside, they're saying that this is not really affecting you. So
I don't think it's affecting anybody, man. I mean,
well,
people died from it. Sure, people died from the flu too.
But it makes sense.
you got a lot of people out there. I mean, you got that one lady who's just admitting on national TV like it ain't nothing that if you have COVID and it doesn't matter what you die of, we're counting it as a COVID death. I mean, straight up saying it with no hesitation. Then I call bullshit on the whole fucking thing. You're shutting down the system for what? For more control? Another government agency? Fucking the Patriot Act Part 2?
Yeah.
What? Because that's all I see coming out of it. There's a whole bunch of scared individuals willing to give up rights. Like they're going out of style as long as the government can keep me safe from this invisible enemy that you cannot prove or disprove is killing anybody.
Well, they can. They're not gonna tell the population, like, because then all this would be for not, New York City is a true disaster zone, says HDP. I'm sure it is. I mean, the testing they've done over the years of how many nasty ass things are on the subways, whether it be in Chicago or New York. I mean, if you take a swab of a fucking, an L train or a subway car, man, I can just only imagine the fucking soup of, nastiness that you'd find in there. You know what I'm saying? So there was my brother-in-law. He rides the L train in Chicago, and he had a live video. We were talking, like two-way calling, but on video. And a dude was pissing in the corner of the subway car. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? I'd walk up and drop kick that son of a bitch in the back of the forehead.
Well, there's pooping in San Francisco. I mean, they have an app and everything.
Seems to me if it was as deadly, as they say, the homeless be affected first.
The poor and the people that can't afford to do stuff, yeah, they'd be dead first.
Well, what a lot of people don't know is that before the whole Obamacare bullshit, it is a hospital's responsibility not to turn you away. So if you go in there, no matter if you don't have insurance or if you do have insurance, they have to treat you. It's a medical obligation. It is their duty, and they have to, by law, to take care of you and get you stable. Then after you
die, but I mean,
after you're stable, they let you go. But
yeah.
However, I suspect the homeless people, homeless people have to have a wonderful immune system. I mean, they're living outside. They're living closer to Earth than most people, so I'm sure they're in contact, I thought they said it was the nicotine. Yeah, I don't know. HDP, I'm trying to find the resources. I listened to a podcast yesterday.
Nicotine is actually a good way to help with Alzheimer's.
And your knees, supposedly joints, is supposed to help your joints. But
so some of the Alzheimer medications that they provide have a heavy dose of nicotine in it. They call it something else because, God forbid, nicotine comes up as useful for anything. But nicotine by itself, as little girl touches on, is not very harmful. It's not great. It's about like caffeine. It shrinks your blood vessels, contracts them, whatever, raises your blood pressure a little bit, and it's the addictive part of cigarettes. But by itself, it does not cause cancer. It's as harmful as caffeine. What causes the cancer is the smoking of the carcinogens, all the different tars.
I will beg to differ on that. I will say that it's caused by all the fucking Roundup and stuff that they use to spray on the crops to keep the bugs off of it. Which has been proven.
That doesn't help either, right? Because like old school cigarettes are a lot different than new school cigarettes. Like from the 20s and the early 1900s, those didn't have all the chemicals in it. Why do they have more chemicals now? Because it makes it more addictive. If you have just regular tobacco that's not been highly processed, you could quit that a lot easier than you can if you're smoking Marlboro Reds because of the added chemicals that help aid in the addiction. Yeah, that's why when we switched over to vaping, it was a hard switch to switch over to vaping because we weren't just replacing nicotine to nicotine. We were replacing all those other chemicals with nothing, with just nicotine. And so it was kind of hard. But getting off of vaping was super duper easy. The only problem with not vaping anymore is now I want something to do with my hand. You know what I mean?
That's why.
Other
That's
than
why
that, I have no problem.
That's why you flip the booger. You know, you flip the booger on the spider co. No, not the actual booger. Damn it. Real Girl says, I truly believe there's a cover up for something, and the powers that be are not letting the opportunity go to waste. No, that Nancy Pelosi bitch was trying to put in gun laws. I mean, they were trying to pass through HR 5717. Amongst other things on the backs of these bills
Don't
for
let
the
a good
medical.
crisis go to waste.
Right. What's for lunch? Well, currently I am consuming my branched chain amino acids CoQ10 and electrolytes and 300 milligrams of caffeine in my liquid beverage. Today's flavor is peach fizz. And then I'm going to have a protein shake and 2 ounces of mixed nuts and 2 ounces of jerky and 1 ounce of mixed nuts and a large apple for my lunch today. So that is lunch. Whatever you are making, says Rick Crow.
Yeah.
HDP makes some hella good goat jerky, so maybe he'll open that up to the public one of these days, and that'll be his retirement gig. He can have a wonderful goat jerky making manufacturing system there. It's fantabulous. He sent me some, and my kids actually ate it, and then were impressed by the spicy one he sent us. They liked it. It wasn't too spicy, so props to HDP for a great product there. The secret is we all have it, probably. Yeah, I said that too. It's weaponized. It is a weaponized version. The guy Lord Moncton that was on the podcast I listened to says that his research does show that. Even the Chinese have admitted it, but they've disappeared 3 of the scientists and 1 of the graduate students that had verified that. However, they were not maliciously trying to do anything. They were trying to make a vaccine for it, so in case SARS, MERS, or anything else, and that's why the HIV part is on it. But I can't believe that either. But can't cure it, and it will eventually kill you eventually. I mean, everything's going to kill us. So the HIV, yeah, because they were talking about that right out the gate, HIV drugs to treat it and stuff. So we're all going to die at some point. Just don't want to, yeah. Well, and I hope I haven't promoted that. I've been trying to be as non-sketchy as you can be without getting kicked off YouTube. I know I told you guys from the beginning, don't panic, just take your precautions. And
HDP says if it comes out, we all got it and are on the clock. This place is going to turn into the purge. I highly doubt it. I think that I thought that too for a while, right? I was like, well, shit. After the leak or whatever, the hot mic that happened at the White House of the death rate on this thing, I was like, oh shit, everybody's gonna go back to work. No, some were protesting, but most of it is still like, oh, well that doesn't count because reasons. He either didn't know what he was talking about or he was just joking around and excuse. I'm watching this like, are you serious? You see the wizard behind the curtain here, and you're still denying it because you're that fucking brainwashed that you want to go with the official story no matter what. And then you have this lady who's saying they're counting everything as a COVID death, no matter if you died of COVID or not, as long as you had it in your system, which we probably all do. Yeah, that's going to be a high number. And even with saying that with a straight face, people still don't care. People don't care. They want to believe the official story so friggin' bad and not be labeled a conspiracy theorist, because that's like the ultimate diss on them or whatever. So they can't be a conspiracy theorist. They've got to believe the narrative. The government wouldn't lie to us no matter what, dude. The government could literally be sending you into the gas chamber and they'd be like, oh yeah, it's totally for the best interest of everybody. Oh yeah, let me go. This is my turn. These people are seriously brain dead, bro. They're gone. Sorry for my rant over. Although now you have a woman talking to you. Guns Coast to Coast. HCP, I've spent way too much in the last 2 weeks. Yeah. Only need a couple. Wait. Okay, that's an inside conversation, I guess. I'm going to send the fingertip heart monitor to Stinger. He's going to have to wear it and display on screen so we can watch his heart rate while he rants. Thanks. Yeah, I hope it's not too bad because I got to keep that shit down, bro. HDP, you see that BS about the kicker with the 3%er tattoo? No, I did not. There's a kicker with a, like kicker in football? Guns Coast to Coast. No, I need 7. I got 7 guys. Yeah, y'all talking in military code now.
HCP, only 2 last. Guns, you should have already had that stuff. Stack it high, stack it deep, put it in different 20 locations. I agree. I only need a couple. I like to have one for everybody, though. I'm going to send fingertip heart monitor to Stinger. He's going to have to wear it and display it on the screen. So you're going to send him a pulse oximeter?
Yeah.
We have one of those. So that's how we tested the mother-in-law before we took her to the hospital. You see the BS about the kicker with a 3%er tattoo? No. What's going on with that? No, I need 7. I got 7 guys. Damn, you got a big team, bro. So if the purge kicks off, we can all rally here in Indiana, and then we'll go on to Rally Point Irish, since no one knows the location of that besides a few select individuals. We can all go down to there and take a hostile takeover of the property. Just need 6 kids Midwest. Yeah, right. That's what I got. I got a full team. The Chinese kid is shifty. He may take over. That's hilarious. The Russian is a free agent, right? Well, all you need is a Chechnyan, and we'll have a full gang of people there. Yeah, dude, got drafted by the Patriots.
That's ironic. The 3%er, the guy with the 3% tattoo, I guess, got drafted by the Patriots, and the kicker.
Huh.
I'm surprised they're even going to allow that. I mean, he might actually stand up for the national anthem. God forbid. Or do they even play that anymore? Are they even playing football? I thought they were canceling all the sports. Like baseball's canceled, ain't it? Or are they going to play in empty stadiums?
Guns Coast to Coast says, no, I have all the stuff. I just wanted some bling stuff. Yeah. The only thing I really want, well, besides the minigun, would be a Barrett 50 cal magazine fed. So yeah, 338 is lacking. Damn it, HDP. You gotta choose between silver stacking and 338 stacking. Yeah. That's a hard choice.
That's about an ounce of silver bullet, man. Well, maybe not that much, but yeah.
I heard Rally Point Irish is in Milan, Indiana. Yeah, nope. No, it is not. Milan. I know where that's at, though. I do know where that's at. Is that close to you, Guns? If so, I know exactly where that's at. It's a nice hilly place.
How the hell is a 3% tattoo racist?
No, it's not. Do they even understand the significance of that?
You're a white person who believes in the Constitution and the whole taking the country back. That makes you racist now? I'm not surprised, but
a swastika tattoo would be racist.
Yeah.
No, I really don't follow sports HDP. So, but that's bogus. I would definitely support him way over I would fucking Callan Capercack sucker. So
it's been
for sure,
like 3 or 4 years. It's probably been 3 years now since I watched any sports. At least 3 to 4. Yeah. I gave up on it with the whole national anthem thing. I was kind of giving up on it before that, but I was kind of holding on, at least, the home team, and watch it here and there. Not all the time, but here and there. And yeah, once that hit, I was like, you know what? I'm done. Millionaires playing a game and then bitching that they don't make enough, and then bitching that they don't get representation, then bitching about, the black man is held down by the man. Meanwhile, you're making $20 million fucking dollars a year because in a country that you don't like because capitalism is bad, but you're benefiting from. Not that point. I was like, y'all done. I'm done with y'all.
Yeah, college sports is about as far as I would watch, but yeah, I'm still a diehard Hurricanes fan, Miami Hurricanes, but I don't watch it anymore. Chrome plated AK with whitewood furniture. Yes, that would be a beautiful wall hanger. I just got a electroplating system, so I'm going to play around with that. Go with gold plating guns coast to coast. That'll show the ultimate gangster status. Yeah, and then you got to find. Then you got to find yourself a pair of Jinko jeans so that you can be sagging, with your white tee on. I just put out a video with a gold one on a. You got a gold AK. Shit, I gotta catch up with these movies, man. These people killing me. Where the hell?
Hey, Irish, I just texted you a picture of the lettuce in the PVC.
Okay. Where the hell? Walter? Quick recap. I burnt the midnight oil and was really, really, really tired this morning. So I was, that's growing good. Hell yeah. I like how you have the water in the top of it to keep it moist. That's good. Good stuff. You guys should do a video on that.
Coast to Coast doesn't own a gold AK. He saw one in a store.
Oh, okay.
Was that the same video with the F1 firearms? Because I only saw the F1 firearms. As soon as I saw that, I was like, ooh. I am a fan.
Yeah, Thug Nation. That's right. My buddy Warren Sapp came out of there. So he was my mentor whenever I lived in Florida. So had a lot of good fun hanging out down there with those guys. Now I don't own it. I want. Okay, gotcha. Well, I mean, with your giant check that you're going to receive for all this uptake and work, man, you should be able to buy one. But you have to get your Russian son, the gangster starter set, the Adidas tracksuit, and the gold chain, the Cuban gold chain, so that give him the gold AK. Right, the first convoy to break 1 million rode the first round and tore his shoulder. Second round, a couple broke ribs. Won the third round. That's a real athlete. Who are we talking about? Oh, Walter, be right back. I watch some UFC occasionally, but that's about it. I really don't have a lot of time for anything. I literally work till I go to bed.
Some of them, I guess. I mean,
it's not like it used to be back when Ken Shamrock was originally in it. I forget what it was called then, but dude, they would go in there and just beat the piss out of each other, headbutt till Ken Shamrock was notorious for that.
I know who he was. I mean, he went into wrestling, right? Which was funny. So all of a sudden now he's a WWE wrestler, but that's how I knew him, right? So then they were talking about his past of being UFC, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll check out some of his shit. And I was like, why the hell is he wrestling, man? I guess because it's less harsh on you physically.
Well, yeah, I mean that's where you go to. I mean, it's still rough on you, on your body, anyways. But
those moves can
one of my really good friends is actually one of his trainers. We were in the Marines together, and he retired, and he's one of Ken Shamrock's trainers. So I got to meet the old Ken there. He's a pretty good guy. What they call him? He wasn't the Irish hand grenade. He was something. back in the day. But man, you talk about a rough and tough dude, man. Like he's been, he looks phenomenal for his age. I'll commend him on that. But yeah, he on his last fight, I forgot who he done in the UFC, but he on his last fight, he lived in a trailer away from his $1 million home, so that he could get back to his roots, I guess, of fighting. So he wouldn't have no distractions, and stuck with his meal plan. He came out looking good. He lost, but he came out and he was fighting a guy half his age. I mean, shit, he's like 50, 56, 57 years old. He came out and fought a guy half his age, and he did a good job, for that, top tier competitors type world. So I like it. I like the UFC a lot because there's a lot of camaraderie. Now, of course, there's a few cocky fucks, but most of the time there's a lot of camaraderie there. So they talk a lot of shit to lead up to it because that's what they get paid to do. But if you go to the gyms and in jiu-jitsu, those guys will be there to help you for the most part. I mean, I haven't run into one that wasn't. The Gracie brothers is what we study now, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, but they're in it for money too. So, but they're Rorian and Ryan, or however you say his name, are great guys too. So. Plus, it's a really good sport to get into. If it's nothing else other than to train, it gets you moving, and you learn a lot of cool stuff. My 13, 14-year-old daughter can take out a full-size man with just, jits. So, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. It's a rendition of the Marine Corps mixed martial arts. So, another one of my buddies he's a jarhead too. He's an instructor. So. I roll with him occasionally, and he's a pretty good dude. Teach a lot of good stuff. So, and there comes the chat. Let's see. I guess it's morning somewhere. I put the afternoon lunch chat there. Good morning, Stan. Hi, Stan. Says Bikes and Bullets. UFC 249 is postponed to May. I heard they were going to have it on an island, and still have it anyways. Khabib is the headliner.
All these sporting events who are saying they're going to do it without a crowd, man, that's going to be the lamest shit ever if they do that.
All right, so I'm sorry to have to cut this bit short today, but
he just got in.
I have a lot of work to do, and not many hands. So I'd like to say I appreciate everybody coming out today. Sorry it was so late. I'm glad it was later though, because we got a lot of our good friends in here. So, but thanks for watching. Check out the links that I posted out there. Do your research, plant something, and all that good stuff.
And you don't forget, UPS sucks.
UPS does suck. Yeah. Yes, for sure. For sure. What can Brown not do for you should be their motto. Because I've purchased stuff for overnight delivery and it never gets here overnight. So,
Guns Coast to Coast is referencing a little bit of Wayne's World with Purge On.
All right, guys and gals, thumbs up, thumbs down, bitch and moans, complaints, leave them in the comment section below. I'm Irish USMC Vet. Check out all the people that are in the chat. They're all great channels. Yeah, check out Poison Stinger, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Sometime. I don't know if it'll be the morning muster there, Stan and Walter Davis, but we'll be on here sometime.
A random muster.
Yeah. So I got to get out of here. I got stuff to do. A lot of important stuff going on this week. Planting, all that good stuff, because it's time to get it in. Last frost date here. So plus I'm taking care of Granny. But I appreciate everybody coming in. Hopefully you learned something from us. We always learn something from you guys and gals. Thanks for coming in, and I'm out of here. Simplify and Godspeed, and everybody have a great day. We are out of here.